Hello, welcome you all for this video. I'm Priya, Assistant Professor, Department of Costume Design and Fashion. In this video, we are going to see about fullness and its types, definitions, and the types of fullness. So what is fullness? Fullness of a material, an important feature of a style as well as necessity for the ease of the movement in a well-fitted garment. As fashion changes, the basic methods of controlling fullness is adapted to enhance the current style. The basic shape of a garment is enhanced by the type of fullness introduced. Darts, tucks, pleats, gathers, etc. are some of the devices for the introducing fullness. So next, types of fullness. In the types of fullness, there are 6 types: darts, tucks, pleats, gathers, shirts, flares, and gordons. So in this, there are various types of introduced in this fullness. Next, dart. A dart is a wedge-shaped area used for the shaping a flat piece of fabric to the curves of the figures. A wide dart will create more shapes and a narrow dart will create less shaping. Darts can be classified as functional or decorative, and sometimes some darts serve both the purposes. Functional darts are those with a dart necessary for fitting of a body curves. Examples of functional darts are back waist darts, front arm darts, and under bust. Front and back darts is in a close fitting skirts, etc. Decorative darts may serve with these functional purposes as well as add a significance to the design. When making a dart, the length of the dart and the width of the dart should be considered. Next, single dart. Single dart is usually found in body's block. For example, bust-line dart, waistline dart, armhole dart, and center front dart. It is a wider at the base and tapes off the tips in the shape. It is stitched on the wrong side of the garment. To make this dart, transfer the dart markings of the paper pattern to the fabric. Find the center point on the width end of the dart. Make a fold with the tip of the dart, keeping the right side of the fabric together. This fold is basted excessively along the stitching line marking and later meshing it from the wide end to the narrow end, tapering off to the point. Threads should be fastened at the tapered end with the knot. These are all single darts. Next, double dart. These darts are used when single-piece garments are stitched from the shoulder to a level below the waist and longer. It is a diamond shape with a wider center part and a narrow tips on either side. Start from the middle where the dart is widest and stitch to the one and again from the middle stitch to the other end. Make the stitches at the middle part overlap. Clip the finished dart to within 1/4 inch of the stitching line at the middle section of the dart. This is double dart. Next, pressing darts. Darts should be pressed after stitching. The general rules is to press vertical dart towards the central front and the center back and horizontal darts downwards. For heavy fabrics, cut along the fold of the dart to within 1 inch of the point and press them open. Next, tucks. Tucks are nothing but a fold of the fabric stitched by the running stitch or machine stitch on the right side of the garment. The purpose of tucks to shape the garment to suit to the body, to hold the fullness and add a decorative touch to the garment. They can be stitched in clusters, singly or in a graduated ways. The following are some of the simple important types. Pin tuck. These are tiny dainty tucks used as in the baby clothes and the thin fine blouses. They are usually less than 0.25 cm width. They can be stitched on a thin fabric. The below image is pin tucks. Next, plain tucks. These are broader than pin tucks. They can be used on yokes and pockets. So this is an image of plain tuck. Next, cross tucking. When rows of tucks are stitched along the fabric in both horizontal and vertical directions, the decoration is also called as cross tucking. First stitch the vertical tucks and press them to one side, then stitch the horizontal tucks. The below image is cross tucking. Thank you.